All right, here we go. Hopefully this works out. So to balance out chakras, and I love doing this for kids. So here's my kid today because my kids are at school. The first thing that you're going to want to do, because you have to remember that everything is an energy exchange. So when you're balancing someone's chakras, you're working directly with their energy. So the first thing you need to do is protect your own energy. The very first time I did energy work with someone, that was a trauma release. It was in a class that I was learning, and the person that was having the trauma release done, we weren't told any details, just that it was a trauma release. And when I left there, I felt like I wanted to commit suicide, which I knew was not mine. I wasn't depressed or anything like that. I didn't have any suicidal tendencies, and it was such an overwhelming feeling that I had to pull my car off the road, and I was just crying and crying and crying. It was a horrible feeling. And I finally called the instructor because it scared me. And basically the person who was having the trauma release was suicidal. So I can't tell you guys enough to protect your energy. So the first thing you're gonna do is sorry, my pants are falling down. You're going to want to ground. So ground, breathe. I like to, these are your K27 points. This gets the energy that goes around you. So, and it actually should flow forward during the day. By flowing forward, it helps you move and protects your energy. When you get tired, it actually starts going backwards because it's trying to protect you and tell you need to relax. But tap those K27s and breathe. Come down here. Okay, you should already feel a difference. The cross crawl is really good to do. This is going to get your left and right hemispheres connecting, okay? So this is strengthening our energy system right now. Our energetic body is strengthening, which we want, because we don't want to dive into somebody else's energy while ours is weak. Whew, I needed this. Wow, okay. Then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna do the cat pull. Come down here, bring it down your shoulders and throw that energy off. Okay. Whoa, I needed this morning. All right, now we're going to come up here. This meridian, we're gonna turn it and lock it. Then we're going to zip up the back, grab your other hand, come around to the bottom of your nose, top of your lip, and lock. All right. Now, I always like to imagine loving source light coming in through my crown, melting down my whole body. This can take you a minute, so wait until you feel it. I want you to feel your feet planted into the ground, the energy absorbing into the earth and growing in like roots throughout the earth and connecting to the earth's core, connecting to earth's energy. And I want you to feel, it could feel like heat, it could feel tingly, but I want you to really breathe and pay attention to that. One of the things you want to do, like if you're doing Reiki or you're using energy to heal, is you always want to make sure that you're using source energy and not your own. And that was a mistake that I made when I first started doing energy work, is I didn't realize that, first of all, I wasn't protecting my own energy, so I was leaving with other people's stuff, and then I was also using my own energy to heal rather than source energy. And you can't do that. You can't deplete yourself. So, now it's really quick that I can feel that energy. I feel that heat and that tingle all over my body. but it might take you a minute, and that's okay. All right, so now that our energy is protected, what we're gonna do, I'm getting old. It hurts to be down here like this. All right, what we're gonna do, so we're gonna rub our hands together, okay? Our hands are like magnets. So once you become sensitive to energy, you'll be able to start seeing it. And when you look, you'll be able to see that there's a large hose of, I don't like to say stream, there's streams that come out of our fingers. There is like a hose that comes out of our palms of energy, out of both of them. And our palms are like magnets, okay? So we're gonna rub them together, and we're gonna start with the root chakra. Now, there's two ways to do this. One is if it's an adult or an older kid, you can have them put their arm up, you put one hand on their root chakra, and then you're gonna muscle test for it. So you're gonna say, let's say we're gonna do a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being this chakra is really strong, and 1 being this chakra is really weak. And we're gonna have them push against us. So she would hold her arms strong, and I would say, is the root chakra above a 5, okay? And if I could push the arm down easily, it's a no. So I know it's below a 5. So we know that we need to work on this chakra. Another way is to use your fingers, okay? So my name is Caitlin. If I can't break the chain, it's true. My name is Jody, okay? My name is Jody. My name is Marissa. I can't hold my fingers together, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is, let's say we've tested the chakras, okay? We know, we're just gonna pretend, usually every single one of them needs work, okay? As you balance the chakras, it is possible for the person to start experiencing a headache. They could, a lot of times it feels like a massage. It's very soothing, it's very relaxing, but if there's a lot of stuff getting worked out, it travels up the chakras. So it kind of gets pushed into the next chakra because they're all connected. So if the person starts feeling a headache or starts feeling pressure or something, that's okay. So what we're gonna do is, when you balance a chakra, so when the chakra is closed, it's going to be in a clockwise position, okay? So you're going to go in a clockwise position. Now, when you want to work out, and I always think of like grain, if you're going with the grain, okay, it's a clockwise position. Okay, now if you're going against the grain, which is how we work out all of the stuff that's gunking it up, we're gonna go against the grain. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna go with each chakra. And I want you to really tune in, okay? So you're gonna really tune in, and you're gonna see what you feel, okay? You should be, as you do this, you should start feeling the energy on your hand, and you'll be able to feel when something's off. So when somebody has a lot going on in their chakra, it's a mess, you'll feel it, because not only will you feel it energetically on your hand, but you'll start feeling it intuitively also. So like, if I'm working on someone and I'm working on their root chakra, and let's say they're very depressed, I will start feeling that emotion of depression, okay? And then as you work up, as you go through each chakra, pay attention, what does your body feel like? When you get up here, do you start feeling stomach problems, or are you intuitively drawn to stomach problems? As you go up, like, do you start feeling anxiety? Are you drawn to the feeling of anxiety? Are you shown something that represents anxiety? So you have to start learning the language of energy. And how you're gonna learn this is just by working with energy. And everyone's symbols are gonna be different. Some people are gonna feel more with their hands, some people are gonna feel more on their bodies, some people are gonna be shown pictures. So it's gonna be different for everyone, but the more you work with energy, the more you are going to feel it. So even if the first few times you're like, I don't feel anything, that's okay. go through the motions. Someone that I told, you know, we've been working on this for a long time, talking about this stuff. And when she first started, she was like, I feel like I'm making all this up. And I was like, I get it. Because when I was first learning this too, my instructor kept saying, oh my gosh, Caitlin, yes, like you're spot on. And I was like, I feel like I'm just like making this stuff up. You know, I'm like, you think I'm spot on. I'm like, I think I'm just imagining this stuff. But that's the thing, is like, we're not in touch with our intuition, and we're not in touch with reading energy when we first start. So just keep going through the motions. Trust, even if you feel like you're making something up, even if you feel like it's your imagination, just trust it, okay? So you're gonna go through counterclockwise. Is going to work all of the stuff out of the chakras, and then you're gonna go back and you're gonna close it and smooth it out by going clockwise, okay? And then you go to the next one. If your hand starts to feel heavy, you start to feel a lot of energy on your hand, shake it off, okay? Rub your hands together again, all right? Shake the energy off, rub your hands together again. Go to the next one. For stomach aches, I always recommend, if someone has a stomach ache and so you're working on their chakras, I always recommend start by smoothing it, because their stomach is already so agitated. After you've smoothed it, like you're closing it, then you can open it and kind of work it out and then smooth it again. For the stomach, if you start by, sorry I keep moving, I'm so uncomfortable. If you start by just getting in there, it's very uncomfortable for the person. So you're gonna keep going up all the chakras, you know, test them, and then make sure that, you know, when you're like after each one, you test to see where it's at. That way, even if you feel like you're not doing anything, even if you're like, I have no intuitive response, I don't feel anything on my hand, I'm basically just circling, that's fine. Muscle test, okay? Because the muscle test won't lie to you. So their body will tell you if you need to keep going. You want, ideally, all chakras to be performing out of 10. This will help. You know, my daughter, when she was born, had a very traumatic experience. She was born with a cord wrapped around her neck. And so it was very, her first energetic imprint in this world was one of panic. Everyone was rushing around. Her face was blue. She was totally fine, but energetically it imprinted her for fear and panic and in this survival mode. So anytime she was hungry or anytime she needed a need met, she felt like it was life or death. She didn't sleep. She just screamed and cried. She's almost 6 now, and this is when she was first born. And this is when I started learning energy work when I was pregnant with her. And so I was like, I didn't really trust it yet, you know, like I didn't trust myself to do it, but I was like, you know, I'll just give it a try. I balanced her chakras, and no joke, she slept through the night that night. I balanced them again the next day. From then on out, she was the most calm, relaxed, and peaceful baby. And it was her lower chakras that were completely out of whack. Her chakras that, you know, our lower chakras are our being here on this earth, our connection to our life on this earth. And so, I highly recommend this. I highly recommend this. When our chakras are out of balance, we're gonna get sick more. This is just great, though, to help our kids with their energetic body, to help them to not get sick as much, to help them with their emotions, to release trapped emotions. So I'm big on balancing chakras. So that's it. When you are done, here's the thing. Take a deep breath. I want you to picture cords. When you work with someone, you develop a cord to that person, okay? I want you to picture the cord that you've developed to that person, and I want you to take your hands and slice that cord, okay? And then I want you to imagine you're gathering all of their energy, okay? all of their energy up, all of the energy from your session, that cord. I want you to imagine that you're gathering it up in a ball. This may seem kooky. Trust me, you don't want to be crying in a parking lot because you want to kill yourself. I'm being serious. Gather all of it up until you have it in an energetic ball. And I want you to imagine yourself throwing it out the window, giving it to the earth to be transmuted into love. Another thing you can do is, burn some sage, use some essential oils, lavender and water, and spray it. But you do not want to hang on or have any attachment to the energy that you just released from whoever you're working on, whether it's your family, your kid, it doesn't matter how much you love them. It's not healthy for us to take on other people's energetic baggage. So, all right, I hope this helps. If you have questions, please let me know. All right.